It is a great honor to be coronated today as a chief to the Abiadze Kingdom by His Royal Majesty, the Sebre Kwebu Ewesu VII, the paramount chief of the Abiadze Kingdom in the central region of Ghana. This is an honor that stands out markedly in my career. I am grateful for the recognition of my contributions to research, education, and mentorship, which have been aimed at promoting growth and development on the African continent. For many years, ladies and gentlemen, I have inevitably found myself back in Ghana. Many of you may not know, I've acknowledged Professor Esther van Kerken, but there are a lot of people that encouraged us by just watching them. We felt inspired to continue to be what we felt it was our destiny. For me, it was to become a professor of law, and not just any simple professor, but a respected professor that carries himself with honor and dignity, and that treats people with dignity. And there were a number of people that really encouraged us. When I started studying law, we used to be told that there were only 4 black South African professors. Can you believe that? And I said, I'm going to add to the numbers of black South African professors. And I remember at one interview when I said I want to be a respected professor, and one of the interviewers laughed for a good 10 minutes, suggesting that I will not be a professor. Oh, how I wish that person was here today to see me standing here as not only a professor of law at the great University of Johannesburg, but as a former executive dean of the Faculty of Law here at UJ, former deputy vice chancellor academic, and now the vice chancellor of the great University of Johannesburg, and today Mpedi, a development chief. Oh, how I wish this man was here today. Most importantly, many of you may not know, there were a number of people who came from outside of South Africa who contributed an important role. 2 names come to mind, 2 gentlemen who came from Ghana. Professor Obeng Mireku, Professor John Baloro, who taught law here and developed many South Africans to become professors like me. Professor John Baloro was dean of the School of Law at Vista when I was a professor. Apologies, when I was an aspirant professor when I was a student. And I remember as young, I come from a village, I never thought a black man could write an article, please forgive me. And we had an article prescribed, written by Professor John Obeng Mireku. He was not professor then. Because Mireku didn't sound local, we never thought that he was a black man. So we debated, enjoying kota, bani chow, during our lunch break, that no, there isn't no way a black man wrote this article. Oh, how ignorant we were. But we never had role models who came from where we came from. But that said, there were people who believed in us, like Professor Esther van Kerken, who took us under their wings and support us until, we became where we are, and they continued to support us. Back to Professor Mireku. Professor Mireku became a fellow dean, succeeded him as a member of the board of governors of the International Association of Law Schools. And when he retired as dean at Fort Hare University, he went back home. He's now vice chancellor of Wisconsin University in Ghana. And he's also the chair of council of the University of Cape Coast in Ghana. Professor John Baloro served as dean, taught here in South Africa, and later became dean in Namibia. And when he retired, he went back home. I saw them recently when I was in Ghana. They took me out to a nice place. I drank coconut juice, or what is called, for the first time, because they said, drink it, try it. And as my elders, I respected them. Oh, how I enjoyed it. They said something to me. They said, as we came to South Africa, to Southern Africa, and supported and developed many young men and women in South Africa, please don't get tired of supporting people this part of the world. They said to me, we know Ghanaians can be difficult, but don't mind them. So they said, look, what we did for men like you in your part of the world, please, you must do the same for us. That's why I said to one of my mentees and my postdoctoral research fellow, Dr. Edwin Theophilus Coleman, that we have to fill the gap that he identified where there was no latest textbook or book, authoritative book in labor law. And last year, we published labor law in Ghana, which was well received, ladies and gentlemen, and it's prescribed by many universities in Ghana, and I'm grateful for that.